So it's currently UFC 304 fight week. So today I'm going to give my predictions for the UFC 304 press conference. Initially, I was just going to do individual slides of what I thought would happen, but then I saw Bedtime MMA do something similar in a bingo format. So I thought I'd copy that. Credit to him. It's a great idea. Great idea. So credit to him. But yeah, the press conference is confirmed to have Leon, Bilal, Tom, Blades, Paddy, and Green. I thought it was just going to be the whole main card. Fair enough. I don't know why they didn't do that. I think they just want to keep it as entertaining as possible. But they didn't include Cap. They moved him off the main card. I think they might be scared he's gonna ruin ESPN's reputation or something. But I think it's worth to just have Cap on a press conference and make it great promotion. It's just worth it. If he swears a couple times, whatever. But I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna stick to these fighters. I had initially planned out the whole main card. Then it was confirmed they're just doing these 6 fighters, so I had to quickly change it up. Yeah, and this press conference is going on Thursday at normal time at 5 o'clock. Different from the actual card, which is happening at flipping the early prelims are starting at 11:30, I think, which proper bugs me. I'm cheesed off by that. I love having early cards, and we rarely have it in the UK. I would have enjoyed that a lot, but hey, what can I do? At least next week's card is early, the Sanhagen card. I'm happy for that. But we could find back-to-back cards early in the UK. That would have been great, but hey, what can I do? But yeah, let's get into my predictions now. So my first prediction then for the press conference is that John Anik is going to say, I can't fucking wait for Saturday night. So what's going to happen, I think, just a random fan, not a fan, a reporter's going to ask a question like, how excited are you for this event? Something along those lines. Then John Anik's going to he's just going to give a high-level speech with the most high-level vocab you've ever heard. Then he's probably going to reminisce back to maybe Leon's head kick on Usman or something like that, or maybe Aspinall's KO over Pavlovich at 295 and MSG. He'll reminisce back to that, give a long speech, use a high-level vocab for maybe 2 minutes, then he's going to end it off with, I can't fucking wait for Saturday night. Then the crowd goes crazy. But when John Anik finishes that speech, he's going to hit it with this face right here. Oh man, I love John Anik. You can't hate the guy. I mean, I like him. I'm sure no one hates him. I love when he does that great promo, but it's just so obvious he's going to do it. Assuming that it will be John Anik conducting the press conference. Because I don't know why. I don't think it's going to be Dana doing it. I don't think he's going to be there. I think he's in Italy doing cold plunges or whatever. But I think it's going to be John Anik there. He usually does the UK ones for some reason, which I prefer, to be honest, because Dana gets too worried when the press conferences, when he's conducting it. He wants to keep it safe. He doesn't like any beef. He likes to stop it early when things get too heated. So I prefer John Anik. Yeah, love the guy. Let's see what's next then. Another thing that will happen in this press conference, I'm predicting this word for word. It's probably not going to be word for word, but very similar to what I have here. Tom Aspinall's going to say, unless John Jones has signed a contract to fight me, my main focus is Curtis Blades. That's it. Someone in the crowd's going to ask him, someone's 100% going to ask him, should you win on Saturday night, do you plan on calling out John Jones, or are you keeping your eye close on the Jones-Stipe fight? Then this is exactly how Aspinall's going to respond. And I don't blame him for responding like this. The way Jones is genuinely proper ducking him, I believe. I don't think I don't even know what Jones' excuse is. He's proved himself enough, so he wants a legacy fight. The thing is, I think Aspinall would do more for his legacy. A win over Aspinall would do more for his legacy than Stipe, because you have to think of the circumstance. Like everything's against Stipe when you think about it. He's 42, 3 years off, brutal KO loss in his last fight. Yeah, a win over... Everyone's just going to say, old wash Stipe, not an impressive win. But if you beat Aspinall, I'm sure some people will say Aspinall's probably not that good, but those are morons. And Aspinall's a young, up-and-coming gun, young gun. A win... If he were to beat Aspinall when everyone was calling for it, let's say he'd finish Aspinall, which I don't think he would. I think Aspinall would win. Horror matchup. I hate to say it, but that's GOAT shit right there. So it's legacy defining moment, I'd say, if he were to fight Aspinall instead of Jones. So I don't blame Aspinall for not wanting to talk about Jones, because he clearly doesn't want to fight him. I think he's just going to retire after he beats Stipe. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is going to happen for sure in the press conference. Mark my words. Let's see what's next then. another thing guaranteed to happen, I promise this will happen, is Paddy's gonna refuse to call Bobby Green king. How I think this will happen, probably a reporter's gonna ask Paddy a question about his opponent. How do you think you match up against your opponent? Do you think this is a good matchup for you? Boring ass question. Then Paddy's gonna say, Bobby Green's sound, mate. Obviously, he's a dangerous guy. You know what I mean? Then Bobby Green's gonna step in and say, probably, my name's King Green, you slimy rat. Then that's when he's gonna be like, I'm not calling you King, mate. Your name's Bobby. You know what I mean? Then that's when that pops off. This is gonna happen. Yeah, not really much to say about that. I guarantee this will happen. Paddy maybe gonna say, you're 40, mate. You know what I mean? Calling yourself King. Your name's Bobby. I don't know how good that Paddy impression is, or even the Bobby Green one. I don't know how good that was. I don't know. I'll see maybe when I watch it back, but for sure this will happen. Yeah, I wouldn't really want to call him King Green if I was his opponent as well. That makes sense. Like, yeah. Let's see what's next. Next up, I think Bilal's gonna say English food sucks or just British food sucks. Like, I don't know. Bilal, he just tries so hard to promote a fight unnecessarily. Like, he's been doing interviews saying, he's gonna throw his mouthpiece at Leon's corner. Like, I'm gonna jump off the cage. I'm gonna jump his brother. Like, it's such unnecessary promotion. I mean, I don't mind because I guess it makes the fight a bit more interesting. But call me crazy, I'm really interested in this fight, regardless of the promotion. I think it's actually going to be a very underrated fight. Everyone's not going to be looking forward to it so much, mainly just because it's a title fight. But I think it's going to be quite a decent fight. But yeah, man, Bilal just likes to unnecessarily promote stuff. He's going to try and get as many boos as possible. He's going to say something like this along these lines: English food sucks. English food sucks. Then the crowd's going to go crazy. Then he's going to, raise up his hands like, come on, bring on the booze. I'm going to prove you guys wrong on Saturday night. He's going to do something like this for sure. I'm going to smash your boy. This is what Bilal's going to do, I'm telling you. If maybe not saying English food sucks, he's going to say something about the English crowd like, oh, you guys suck. I hate UK. I'm going to smash your boy. I'm going to make it look easy. Then he's going to try to get boos. Then if he somehow wins, it's going to be like, yeah, boo me now. Then I don't think he's going to win anyways, but yeah. Next up, we got Volk getting a pop in the crowd. I think, Volk said he's going to be at the 304. I don't know if that necessarily means the press conference. Maybe he will be. I don't see why not. Maybe he's a busy man. I'm not sure. Yeah, I can see this happening just before the press conference starts. Everyone's on stage. The camera pans to Volk. He maybe turns around to look at everyone. He's at the front. Pops his fist in the air. He gets a bit of a round of applause, a bit of a cheer for 10 seconds, and that's it. I would love to see that happen though. I'm a massive Volk fan, so I like to see Volk get praise and all that. I hope to see this happen. I think he's doing a Q&A as well. And I think when they do Q&As, they get fan questions, so I think there'll probably also be a fan that hypes Volk up, like, you're my favorite fighter, or when you gonna humble Ilya Topuria in the rematch, something like that, or when's your next fight? Then you'll have some fans, I reckon. Good for Volk. Next up, this is the lock of the whole grid. A reporter's gonna ask such an unnecessary and useless question to someone British. For example, I don't know. So Aspinall, what would it mean to win in front of a home crowd, in front of your home people, your hometown? What do you expect Aspinall to say? Yeah, it'd be great. That's where I'm from. These people work for big companies. They're trying to get big responses for headlines and clicks. What sort of reaction do they expect to draw from a question like that? I don't get it. Every press conference is like that. What's it meant to do? Serious question. I don't get why. They just get the same response every time. Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great for my career. Looking forward to fighting on Saturday night. Yeah, right. Of course. I'm sure they'll love to win in front of their home crowd. Yeah, right. Something along those lines. What would a win do for you in your career? How does this push you in your career? I'm sure it'll do great. Like, it's a win. What else? Like, whatever. But it just does no promotion or hype for the fight at all. ask something a bit more interesting. These silly reporters, yeah. This is the lock of the grid. Put the house on this to happen. Then Leon's gonna mention how Bilal started crying in his last fight with them in their first fight, stemming from a reporter question. So how I think this is gonna go about, Leon's gonna get asked, maybe, Bilal said this is gonna be easy fight for him. He's a stylistic nightmare for Leon Edwards. He personally believes he's gonna make this fight look easy. So what do you have to say to that? Then Leon's gonna say, in the first fight I was piecing him up. He started crying like a baby. Which is true. I mean, actually, maybe he wasn't over exaggerating on the eye poke, but he was getting his ass beat. He was getting his ass beat. I do agree with that. Something like that. Then after this, they're probably gonna start going back and forth. Then, I mean, it is true though. He was piecing his ass up in the first fight. Whether or not it was a legit eye poke, I'm sure it was. Like, I don't blame Bilal for that at all. This is gonna happen though. Yeah, not much to say about this one. Then Bilal's probably gonna say something like, it's short notice. Watch Saturday night. I'm gonna piece a boy up again. Average Bilal response then. Yeah, next one. Let's see what's next. So then when the press conference is done, then, the fighters do their face-offs. When it's time for the Leon and Bilal face-off, it's gonna be a pretty intense face-off. Bilal's gonna try to look as stone cold as possible. But then when it gets to the point when Leon's had enough of the face-off, like, I've already had quite a bit of this face-off, then he starts looking to the crowd, flexing his biceps, slapping his belt on his chest. Bilal's he's gonna turn away a bit, like, look at his shoulder's gonna be facing Edwards. He's gonna look over his shoulder, then have like a smirk on his face, like he has something up his sleeve. This is gonna happen for sure. Then he's trying to push the narrative basically, like, he mugged Leon in the face off, even just because he stared at him for a bit longer, and he kept looking for longer while Leon was the first one to turn away. Then, then psychology, the people with degrees in psychology on Twitter are gonna start saying, "Oh my days, Bilal mugged him. Bet the house of Bilal now because he won the face off." It makes no sense. Why? Just think of the fight. Don't think about the face off. It means nothing. This is exactly what happened with the Leon Kobe fight as well. After he said something about his dead dad, then everyone was like, bet the house of Kobe is in his head. Easy fight from now. Just because of a simple face-off. Because it looked like he was in his head, he was twitching or whatever. That's what everyone on Twitter says. It's silly. Face-offs don't mean much at all. Or nothing at all, I guess. Yeah. Let's see what's next though. Last but not least though, just when the press conference is about to start getting interesting, maybe when, I don't know, Paddy and Green start standing up at each other after they said something they don't like, or even Leon and Bilal, because they don't really like each other either. As soon as that happens, they're both going to sit down, it starts to get heated, then John Allen's going to say, you know what, thank you Manchester for coming out tonight. One more sleep until the fight night. It's not one more sleep, but he says that all the time anyway, so he says that at ceremonial weigh-ins, but whatever. But just as things are going to start getting heated, it's going to stop, I promise. Which is so annoying. That's when it starts getting interesting, obviously. When there's heat, there's a bit of beef between them. That's when you get the real promotion for the conference. But it happened at 303 as well. Or did it happen at 303? I can't remember. It was one recently where it happened I was quite annoyed about. Might have been 302 actually, Islam and Poirier. I think it was that one. But yeah. Yeah, this is my prediction for the press conference. I'm actually, if it does well, I'm gonna tick them off. I'm gonna post it, see how well I did. I'm trying to keep track of this. I'm gonna watch the press conference. I'm gonna have the press conference open and have my bingo card open also. I'm gonna mark it off, see how well I did. Then I'll see if I get a bingo. But yeah, let me know if you think if I'm gonna get a bingo, or there's any locks that I missed out on, something that's definitely gonna happen. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, this is my predictions for the press conference. Thank you. Goodbye.